I'm 26. I am diagnosed mainly with borderline personality disorder and bipolar 1. Other diagnoses I have include post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, and insomnia. I've been to counseling since 2004 and have received medicine to help stabilize me since 2005. Despite going to countless counselors and psychiatrists my whole life, and aside from coping skills, one thing has stuck with me. Feelings are just that, feelings. They are yours and they are valid. The only thing wrong with your feelings is how you can outwardly express them. I've been an inpatient twice so far. Once in middle school at the age of 12. I spent 9 days in there. After leaving, returning home was the hardest. My little sister, an age difference of 3 years, made me a homemade card, and every time I think back to it, I realize how much I traumatized my 9-year-old sister. I am constantly ridden with guilt. The second was semi-recently, 2019. My doctors would not listen to me. I had severe medicine instability. I had to call mobile crisis. I spent 7 days this time. My world in my mind is either black or white. Examples would be, I love fully or I hate fully. I'm extremely happy or I'm upset. I'm hyperactive or I'm disconnected. No matter who you are on my spectrum of black or white. I will tell you if I hate you, and it won't change. I may get passing thoughts where I worry about you, but you must realize you landed on the bad side of my spectrum for a reason, not just because I didn't like you or we didn't get along. My mind is on constant, and when it needs a break, it takes it by force by disassociating. It is so bad I have to take nightmare medicine. It helps, but it hurts because it also took away my dreams, which to me felt like a piece of my freedom from reality. I constantly think about emotions and feel them too. Every moment I feel my own emotions, but while doing so, I think of what others are feeling too. My thought process is, I feel this way, but I have no idea what's going on in this person's mind and heart. And it starts a cyclone of thoughts and emotion. It overwhelms me and suffocates me, and it feels as if someone has a literal grasp around my throat. I don't even have to know you to take your feelings and thoughts into consideration. Even in situations if I argue with someone and I know they've done wrong and I've kept my cool, I still think to what could be going on in their minds, and it would torment me until I'm painted guilty in my own mind, and then the self-depreciating starts. I attack myself and it's endless until my brain and body finally call it quits and they agree that I've had enough. That is when I disassociate. 5 minutes is my shortest to my longest so far, which is an hour. Later, I am back in reality and able to hear without static. K-pop music was introduced to me in 2009, and a year later, I had a horrible experience that could have led to some horrible decisions. But that night, while people were celebrating, my mom held my hand as the nurse gave me new clothes. And when the nurse left, my mom asked me what she could do to help. As like with any given situation, I said nothing. But she found a way to distract me. So any new groups she looked up? Last I heard, it was some DB group in Brown Girls or something. She got me to chuckle even though I was exhausted from crying. Of course I had to correct her. DBSK and Brown Eyed Girls were the first groups to get me started. And as years progressed, one thing stayed. I lost countless counselors, psychiatrists, friends, moved locations, lost so many interests, but my interest in K-pop music, Asian culture, grew and grew. Even today, I'm dealing with medicine instability. We can't find a correct fit for me. Doctors continue to not listen. They won't take you seriously, or they won't even heed your mental problems when it comes to approaching other treatments, physically or emotionally. But thankfully, I have music to give me strength. Biases to remind me that they support me as much as I support them. Chan allowed himself to be a pillar of support and gives me a hug every week. Mingi showed me it's okay to speak up. And Junghyun, he opened my eyes to reality. Yes, we are hurting, but so do the people around you when you make that final decision. Q had said once that despite feeling depressed, he would always give out positive energy. I relate to this more than anything because all my life I've done this. I've internalized nearly all I felt and radiated positive, mature, sometimes childish energy when needed, all to fit others' moods and situations. Sometimes it gets too much and it becomes torture to yourself. I'd just say to approach that carefully. Your heart can be like a Pandora's box. If you constantly shove your feelings blindly into it, the more you slam the lid, the hinges dull, the lock rusts, and inevitably that box explodes. The explosion varies, however, person by person. V had said once, don't be trapped in someone else's dream. And to me, that means to follow your own path and not one someone expects or makes for you. You have one life. Every minute is precious. You can't waste it regretting because you spent it following someone else's plan. You will experience pain and happiness. That is life. It is the structure of what builds you. Everyone is built differently, so to expect them to deal the same way you would is obtuse. To judge them on appearances, sicknesses, style, tone, location, color, wealth, it's absurd. When I lose hope and need strength, somehow a comeback is perfectly timed with the exact words I needed to hear. Like how ATEEZ's Take Me Home opened my eyes to the fact that I don't want to be alone anymore. Music is constantly giving me that push I desperately ask for. Every day I ask for strength to make it one more day, one more hour, and no matter what mood I'm in, the Asian community that has stolen my heart can give me that source of light I need. At the beginning of Blue and Gray by BTS, the lyrics say, "Where is my angel?" I'm honestly lucky to say that I found mine in 2009 in the form of a genre and a culture.